Hey everyone, welcome to the Right Take Report. There are no spins, no BS, just bringing my 2 cents. I'm a brand new channel, but we'll grow into something great. Please give me some constructive feedback in the comments below. Now, let's jump right into the video.
How about an actual Obama? Michelle, the former First Lady, and her brother Craig Robinson are launching their own pod where they promised to save nothing but to provide plenty of experts, special guests, and opinions. And the people want to know, Michelle Obama, what is her future? Because last we checked, Democrats are in the desert, they're in the wilderness, and Michelle Obama, she is at the top of the pile. Choice for president. There's really no one else who is more popular than her in this party. What's she gonna do?
Here's my take. People are saying Michelle Obama's at the top of the list for president, but that seems to be more out of a lack of strong alternatives. The other options right now are Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, who just lost, and in third place, Gavin Newsom, who is running California relatively poorly at the moment and does not seem to be gaining much traction. The Democrats don't have a lot of firepower here. Polls can also be misleading, so it's worth noting that Trump is polling at 39% among Republicans, while Biden sits at 40% among Republicans or Democrats. How that plays out in the election is still to be uncertain, of course, because it's 4 years away.
I think she's living her best life. I think she's doing whatever the hell she wants, wearing whatever the hell she wants, putting her hair in whatever shape she wants it. Look, I think that I've always thought that the messages and the shape of a political party come from the people. And when you see those people that are doing impromptu protests, or those thousands and thousands of people that are showing up to see Bernie Sanders speak truth, people who are showing up to Republican town halls and holding those folks accountable, I think that that's where the future of the Democratic Party is going to come from. Folks who think that there's going to be some sort of magic bullet, some sort of magic cohesive message that drops like manna from heaven or from the mouth of Michelle Obama or Schumer or you name it, are wrong. It's going to be about the people. They're going to set the tone.
I don't think the Democratic Party has a problem with the messenger. I think they have a problem with the messaging. I think that people aren't buying what they're selling.
I would have to agree with Blakeman's point. Politics should be about action, not just speeches, appearances, or branding. It should be about policy and what somebody gets done. And when you're in office, this is what makes you a good or bad president. And actually being able to name your greatest achievement when asked about it, unlike the thousands of Democratic supporters across the nation who are unable to name many Democratic achievements on the left.
People don't want open borders. People want law and order. People want jobs. They want economic development. And I think basically that's why President Trump won. And I think that's why we held the majority in the Congress. And I think that basically it's not their messenger, it's their messaging. People don't like their message.
Who are better at being the messenger and the message than Michelle Obama. I mean, she just is a better communicator than most people.
And I think people see her as incredibly authentic because she always is true to who she is, right? And I thought what was notable about the podcast description is it's not politics, right? It's about life, how you deal with life and bringing on guests who are helpful with that. And we live in a time that's very uncertain. People are scared. There's division. And I think there's a lot of need for authenticity from Democrats and Republicans.
I got news for Michelle Obama. Nobody cares. We need Michelle Obama to say something that is going to make us feel okay with how things are going right now. If I give Donald Trump credit for one thing, he completely deprogrammed the right. He deprogrammed them, he reprogrammed them to speak to their constituency in a way that moves the people. There's got to be somebody that does that for the Democrats. Michelle Obama is the most trusted voice on the left by far. It's malpractice if the people that are wondering and uncertain about the trajectory of this country don't get something out of her podcast. She's got to do it. Another lifestyle podcast.
She can't stay out of it. She can't just
stay out of
it.
She's making money and having fun.
We all are sort of all, it's like programmed to talk about how great she is and how smart she is. I mean, she campaigned a lot for Kamala Harris. She was a key speaker of the Democratic National Convention. Barack Obama was a key strategist for this whole thing that happened last year. And yet somehow Donald Trump still won. So I'm rethinking the premise that she's the answer to the future, or that any politician is the answer to Democratic Party.
I mean,
She's not a politician.
She's so
really?
good that Melania Trump stole her speech.
I'm sorry, what?
She's so good that Melania Trump plagiarized her speech, or do you not remember?
And you like her,
at the
Scott?
Republican convention.
Scott, you like Michelle Obama?
Yeah, I think she's fine,
There
but
you
I'm
go.
just after the and I think I thought she gave a wonderful speech as far as convention speeches go. I'm just looking at what happened last fall. The Obamas helped engineer Biden's ouster. They put in Harris. They ran the campaign. She campaigned for him, and it was a total failure.
Well,
I'm
I
just
think
wondering
that
how good they
might
really
very well
are.
be-
Final comments by me. Michelle definitely needs to be part of the spokes team for the left, but she may not be the answer. And we all know Biden's political rise was undoubtedly tied to Obama's legacy. From the start, it was clear that his campaign leaned heavily on his connections and coattails. Then bringing in Harris as VP was a likely part of that broader strategy. The campaign is definitely a failure, and the Obamas did everything they could to try to squeak out a win, and they still couldn't get there. So maybe something new is in store for the left in terms of moving into 2028.
I think
that might
people
be
like her
exactly
because
why she is staying out of it.
I think people like her
Because she
because she's
knows that there are
conducted herself
limits
with great
to it.
dignity
And she will.
since she has left the White House, and I think people on both sides of the aisle appreciate that, even though that she's partisan.
That TikTok trend, I don't even know where to begin. I'm not sure why this is necessary. I mean, there is like serious stuff happening in this country, but that seems to be just inviting ridicule.
So when you think about TikTok as a trend, we are trying to reach out to different people and different voters. And the woman who produced this is an influencer with 7 million followers. So this is lighthearted, it's fun. And every time you do something creative, you're gonna get criticism, right? But I actually applaud them for trying to do something different. And here's the reality. 7 million followers, whether you think it's cringe or you like it, we're on CNN on a Thursday night and we're talking about it on national TV.
But I guess my question is, to what end? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I mean, maybe you will get 7
Look,
million eyeballs, but what is the point?
I am not accustomed to helping your party do anything.
Yep.
But let me give you some advice. This was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And if you read the comments today, Lord have mercy. Look,
7 million is a nice amount, but it's totally unnecessary and nothing significant compared to other followers on TikTok and the low conversion rate of votes from people watching a 7 million follower TikToker. Is this really worth the backlash you're getting on CNN on a Thursday night? I agree with Scott. It's a very fine line when mixing politics with social media and TikTok. If it's not done right, it backfires. Instead of addressing real issues per usual, Democrats are focused on making TikToks, dancing on social media, and appealing to the wrong people. This is not what America wants. Blue-collar workers see right through this kind of political theater and reject these trends constantly. This is exactly what happened during the election with the dancing and all these extra antics. And most people don't want to watch celebrities at Democratic shows or on TikTok. They are working class people who care about policy. And the Democrats continue to cater towards one side while completely ignoring the millions of Americans who did not vote for them in the last election.
Look, scrambling for new social media and communication strategies is not a replacement for fixing what's actually wrong. Your party has a 21% approval rating right now, congressional Democrats.
But let's talk
according to
about
the
fixing what's
Quinnipiac.
wrong.
And-
Donald
and
Trump
what-
is
and
doing
what-
nothing
and
for
what-
the American
and he has a
people.
50% approval rating.
But he's doing
beating you
nothing
by
for the
30
American
points.
people.
And so
He's
my
not
advice,
lowering the cost
my
of
strong
living.
advice
He
would be
tells lies.
fix the policy and leave the gimmicks behind.
Yes,
That's
and
my
let's
advice.
make policy.
Okay,
So
well, let me just
let me
I
finish
just want
here.
to let the Congresswoman
Yeah,
respond to that,
absolutely.
because I think the underlying what
Right.
Scott is saying is this question of the party itself has a trust issue with its own voters,
Right,
frankly.
right.
So what is being done about that?
So as we look at trust issues with the Democratic Party, there are a lot of things happening. Remember, the Democratic Party is a very large tent with diverse people. We have people saying, do something. We have some people saying, you've gone too far. We have to stay focused on what is important right now to the American people. President Trump promised to lower the cost of living. He has done none of that. And the Trump administration and Elon Musk are demonstrating one thing with all these random cuts. They don't care if you get sick. They don't care if you get injured. They don't care if you can't pay your bills, and they don't care if you're safe. All these random cuts they're making in all these departments that they don't even hardly know very well are hurting the American people. How is putting veterans out of work lowering the cost of living? How is taking away food from children lowering the cost of living? How is kicking women off of health care who get Medicaid lowering the cost of living? So I know that these things are distractions that we're talking about, but why won't Donald Trump deliver on his promises? Because he lies, that's why. They're doing nothing to support the American people.
Why would or should the American people trust Democrats to lower the cost of living after the last 4 years?
We have created more jobs.
No, cost of living. You brought it up. You said Trump's not delivering. I just want to know why we should trust Democrats who skyrocketed inflation. Why would I trust them?
I don't think it's
why would I
about.
trust them?
I also happen to think it's crazy how both sides of the political spectrum, mostly the left, constantly are bringing up what Trump has not done, and Biden was never held to the same standard over 4 years. And he was not even held to the same standard during the election. It literally has not even been 100 days, and Trump is held to a standard 1,000 times higher than Kamala Harris and Biden combined. Which I agree with. All presidents should be held to this standard. However, it should be equal and done with every president. And it's funny to me how all of a sudden people are now caring about the veterans when they haven't for so long.
I don't think it's about. You all won.
Yeah.
So now fix it. You said you were going to fix it.
Wait, we're doing it for 40 days.
Okay, right. And
But
I
you try
said,
to
but
take
what
a
happened?
you try to take a victory lap for
Yeah.
the CHIPS and Science Act, for all these investments coming into the United States. So you're going to take credit or not. Donald Trump is a president. He promised a lower cost of living. He is cutting jobs across the board from civil servants who have to support
So
their
you
families.
believe in government jobs. You want more government jobs.
No, actually, I want jobs that actually help people. Do you know what civil servants do? They keep our air clean. They keep our water clean. They keep our food safe. Don't interrupt.
They take taxpayer money to
You know
fund
what?
the whole
Oh,
thing.
let me
It's a
tell
They
lot.
also pay taxes.
Yes.
Wait, you're saying they take
It takes taxpayer money to fund it.
It
All of
does.
them.
but they're employed by
This
the
is the
government.
Democratic plan.
They are
More
employed.
government
They are
jobs.
employed.
for the American people, and they're not
You
getting
can say
rich
that-
off of it.
Let's not forget. Yes, Donald Trump and the Republicans won,
Yeah.
but the Democrats severely lost, and you're digging your hole
But
deeper,
you're saying
especially in a
severely?
week. Excuse me. Especially in a week after the debacle of what happened during the president's speech, the embarrassment. I don't know who's creating this strategy, but believe me, no one is getting on board. The Democrats have lost. I would argue the Democrats are far more exclusionary. If you don't agree with them, you're canceled. If you say something inappropriate, you're out. And there's never a coming back in. The Democrats have told the American people, you agree with us,
We're giving
we
them
don't
a run
want
for
you.
their money these days.
My final thoughts are Michelle will not be the president in 2028, and Scott Jennings is the man. Have a good day.